Okay, we're going to feature some older hockey cards right now. We're going to mostly focus on some Wayne Gretzky cards, vintage only, and the also some St. Louis Blues cards, and some other various difficult to find cards that I just picked out and put in a one-touch. So we'll go ahead and start this off with the 80-81 Wayne Gretzky. That's his second year card. It's an OPC version. Back then, Topps and OPC basically they mirrored the other company's card, other than a couple subtle differences. The one being that in the OPC, the name shows. In the Topps version, there's a black cover over the name, and then kids naturally scratch them off. Well, now, later, collectors, of course, want the cards that aren't scratched. And so those are a little more difficult to find. Another small difference is, as you can see, the French. They got the French on the front and the back. There's the all the information. It's odd that they didn't put his name on the back, but anyway, that's a very cool card to have. The Topps one is a little more easier to find, but still very cool. That's a pricey card. Okay, here's Gretzky's third year card, another OPC. Again, the same card is Topps, with the exception of the logo and a little bit of French. And there's the back with his name actually being listed on there. So Gretzky was already winning MVPs. He already won, that was his second year, he had won MVP both seasons. Here's an 82-83 Gretzky. Now, Topps didn't put out cards this year, so that's an OPC card, no Topps. And as you'll see from the back, that is the year 81-82 is when he scored 92 goals. It's interesting that he would obliterate Phil Esposito's goal record, and it's not even mentioned on the back of the card. Interesting. Anyway, very cool card. I love it. Sorry about that. Bumped it. There's an 83-84 Gretzky. Still piling up the big numbers. That's an OPC as well. No Topps this year. You can see that year. Scored 71 goals. Another MVP. We're going to skip a few years and go down to 86-87 OPC. That was after his 7th MVP in a row. As you can see his numbers. He had just gotten 200 points for the 4th year out of 5. 24 years old. He already had way over 1,000 points and almost 500 goals. This would be his last year. He got MVP with Edmonton. This will be his 8th MVP in a row. I believe he scored 62 goals that year. Yep. Here's an All-Star card from 1986. Very cool card. Now here we got some interesting cards coming up. This here, you talk about a sought-after card. These were cut out from box bottoms of wax boxes. They featured 4 cards on the back of top players, and kids would cut them out. The ones that really were worried about how good it looked tried to make a really clean cut. This one looks pretty nice, so I stuck it in a one-touch. I got a whole bunch of these box bottoms that are really, really nice, and man, they are expensive on eBay, so very cool to have. And it's funny, the back of them looks just like the card from that particular year. So that one's 85, 86. Here's another box bottom, another very valuable card from 86, 87. Another tough one, high in demand. They sure do look nice. Whoever cut these did a great job. But I don't think many have survived. I think whatever's out there is out there. I don't think there's a whole lot of wax boxes out there from those years. And if they are, I doubt if Gretzky's on the back of them. I'm sure those have all been picked through. Okay, that is after the big trade in after the 88 Stanley Cup. Edmonton had just won their 4th Stanley Cup in 5 years. The owner wanted to get rid of salaries, so what does he do? Trade Wayne Gretzky. So he goes to LA, and that's his first card. That is a Topps card from 88, 89. Okay, that'll be it for the Gretzky cards. There's way more than that, but we don't want to do too much of one thing. This was the first year I collected as a kid. I remember that card, opening up packs of cards when I was 7 and getting that Glenn Hall card, thinking it was the greatest ever. I still love the design to this day, 50 years later. There's the back. Awesome card. Same year, same thing. Loved getting this Bob Plager. There's only 132 cards in the set, so you buy, a few packs here, a few packs there, and you're going to get Blues cards. So I was really excited to get these as a kid. I just loved them. Probably to date my all-time favorite set, just for nostalgia. And here's another one, the Red Baron, Red Berenson. Of course, famous for scoring 6 goals in 1 game against Philadelphia when he was abusing Ed Van Impe that night. I remember listening to Dan Kelly announce that. Love that card too. Probably three of my favorite cards of all time. As far as hockey goes, probably my definite three favorites. And they're just headshots. Okay, so this is from the same year, but it's a little different. Jacques Plante did not appear in the top set. This is from the OPC set, which it's an incredible card, but I never saw it as a kid. I only saw it many, many years later as an adult. As you'll see, there's a lot of French on the back, and the Topps numbers only went up to 132, so as you can see, that's 180. But again, an incredible card. I wish I would have had it as a kid, but it was not possible. We could not get cards from Canada when we were kids. So we're going to move up a couple years to 1972-73. So we're going to feature a couple OPC cards again. The design was the same. The blues cards, or I had them all. They were all recognizable. Now this is an OPC card that, again, I never saw till I was an adult. Wayne Stevenson, of course, I knew from the Blues goalie for several years. And, well, what I come to find out is this was from a higher series that was not printed anywhere near what the earlier series were. So these came out in series in OPC. I believe it was 3 or 4 series. Anyway, this is 275, which is considered a high numbered from the high numbered series, and it is a very expensive card, very difficult to find in good shape, and that one is in really, really nice shape. So it's a very cool, rare card to have. And the same goes for this, Kevin O'Shea. 72 OPC again. He's famous for a playoff overtime goal. Other than that, he really had a short NHL career. Show you the back. You know, Stevenson was 275. That's 257. This is still a high number, very sought after card. Again, this is in really, really nice shape. It's nice to have when it looks good. If I got cards graded, I would get that graded. But since I don't mess with that, I won't. Okay. We are going to, the last few are just a mishmash of cards. Here's one more blue, Greg Millen. This is from the 85-86 set. It was not featured in the top set. It was one of the, tops was only 1 through 165. This was all the way up to 264. Greg Millen was 221. Anyway, the reason why I have it in here is, number one, it's a blue. Number two, I didn't really know the card existed till a few years back, and then I couldn't find it. And then I found one. Then I found two. Then I looked on eBay, and there was none out there. Then I bumped into a few more, and to this day, there's still only one seller on eBay that even offers it. So it's a very unique card. I don't know about the rest of the OPC cards above 165, but I had a hell of a time obtaining these, and I thought it was cool that it's kind of rare, and I like rare cards. And we're going to have the same situation with this one here. Hakan Lube, who was a star for the Flames in the early to mid 80s. Again, same situation as Greg Millen. Couldn't find it. Then I found one. Then here and there I might have ran into it once in a while. Grabbed what I could. Then I found out again on eBay that there was only one guy that had it. So got a few from him, and here that's 184, obviously above the 165 tops limit. So again, I'm not exactly sure how rare this card is. I do know that not a whole lot of people are selling it. So I like the card. He was a great player, and just cool to have. Okay, so we'll stick with the 85-86. First we had Millen, then Hakan Lube, and now we got Mark Messier. Another high-profile guy, Hall of Famer, one of the greatest of all time, and a very difficult 85-86 OPC card. I believe it's number 177. Let's see. Yep, 177. A really, really nice card. Grabbed a couple of these. Again, there's a few out there, but a sought-after card, not a cheap card, some good value to it as well. And the last one from the 85-86 is Oilers goalie Grant Fuhr. Same situation as Messier. There's some out there, but they are hard to find. They are a little expensive. He's number 207. Anytime I can get my hands on one of those, I'll grab it. So here's an interesting card. There's Bobby Hull from the 72-73 OPC set. That is when he made the jump from the Chicago Blackhawks to the Winnipeg Jets. As you can see with the headshot and that painted collar that he hadn't even played yet for the Jets. But anyway, this card is very high in value. Another high numbered card from that series, 336, which is right at the very end of the series. That is a very sought after card and not cheap at all. Very cool card to have. Corners look real nice. It's got the typical rough cut of OPC, but still a wonderful card to have, and glad to have that one. And we're gonna finish things off with it's actually a 2008 OPC. That is a super short print Gretzky with the 79-80 design. Extremely hard to find, and glad I have it. I believe it's numbered 584. Yeah, 584. Anyway, that is a neat card to have. There's a couple of them out there on eBay for sale, but they're definitely definitely cool to have. Really neat card. So anyway, those are some of my hockey cards. I will continue to showcase them, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, and make a comment. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.